That's good to hear that. Okay, so yesterday we talked about what? If you can still remember.
We talk we talk about art.
Okay, so if we talked about an art, so for you, what is an art again, in your own opinion?
For me, art is something people use their own imagination to create.
Okay, it is somewhat a way of people or showing, or it is the way of a person to show his or her imagination, of course. So, what again are the different forms of an art?
Some different forms of art, uh, and paintings,
Mm-hmm.
drawings, music, sculptures, and other things more.
Okay, so yesterday also we came up to an idea wherein we can consider music as an art. So when talking about music, what is this realization yesterday that you can still remember? Is it like lyrics is the soul of an art, or is it the beat which is the soul of an art?
Is the soul of an art, and it's not the beat is the soul of an art.
Okay, it is the beat which is the soul of an art. So, okay, I think we are ready now to continue with the selective questions. And yesterday we also finished with what would the world be like without an art? Of course, it'll be just like an earth without the word art. It will become which is without sense. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
very
mm-hmm.
boring.
Yes, that particular example of yours is quite deep. Okay, and it amazed me at somehow. Okay, what about continuing now with number 7? Will you please read?
Oh, I think we have talked about like what make a good artist before. If
Okay,
I remember.
I think the one that I've asked you is what makes a good art. It is what makes a
Oh
good
yeah.
painting. Now that we are
Oh
done
yeah.
defining what is a good art, now we're gonna give a definition of what makes a good artist.
Mm, for me, a good artist should be a people who can create something that is good, something that maybe a deep meaning to it.
Okay, so if a good artist is someone who can make, of course, a very good art. So do you think anyone could be a good artist?
Mm, anyone can be if they follow that kind of definition. Yeah.
Okay, so will you consider yourself as a good artist if ever you created something? For example, a music that you think has a sense. Would you consider yourself as a good artist?
Probably yes, of course.
Okay. So when being a good artist, it is not just knowing on how to form an art. So aside from a knowledge and applying the different concepts of an art, what do you think are the other qualifications to make or to call someone as a good artist?
To call someone a good artist, we should look at what the art. If the art has like some deep meaning to it, then maybe we couldn't call them a good artist.
Okay, very well said. So that is what makes a good artist. Okay, that is based from our viewpoints rather. So now I think we can now proceed with number 8. Will you please read?
What should art gallery and museum be free for all? Um, if we do this, then the art gallery and the museum should talk for some time.
Okay.
So they should like free.
Okay, but what if that but what if the galleries and museums aim to be like, okay, all of the funds and all of the fees will be like donated to an orphanage, donated to a charity. Do you think that the galleries and museums now would be free for all?
Mm, maybe yes. Have like if they are have like for charity, then maybe a lot of people may want to have like join it.
Okay. Okay. So you've answered that yes, it has to be free. But what if it is not considered to be free at all? Who do you think should benefit more visiting the galleries and the museums? Do you think the average people or those who are powerful and rich?
I think that kind of like if they have enough to kind of like pay for it and go for it, then maybe they can still visit the museum. But I
Oh,
don't think a lot of people will like the expensive cost of it.
mm-hmm. Okay, of course, we're gonna still consider about the practicality. It is where, okay, those who can afford it can go, but those who cannot, we cannot force them. Okay, very good. So, if you will be having your own gallery, your own exhibit, what would be the theme of your exhibit?
Hmm. If I have one, mine would probably be about the thing they can create.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, maybe artists, it may be about music, or maybe about other things too.
Okay, so if that would be your gallery, so most of the museums and galleries would like have charities to be partnered with. So if you were to donate the costs of the success of your exhibit in a gallery, who would be your beneficiary then?
Maybe it may well just be someone who is in need, who needs that money.
Okay, of course, those who are needy or those who are in need. So you were saying that it is possible for you like to donate the total cost of your exhibit, for example, to those who are with special needs.
Yeah, maybe because they are in need and they will need the money more than me. So I will
Mm-hmm.
donate some of my money to them.
Okay, so very good. It is good to know that you know about helping and you know how to value those who are like quite low than our level. Okay, those who are specialized. Okay, what about number 9? Will you please read?
Okay, describe piece about you like. Mm, for me, maybe I could like a lot of piece about this. But my favorite could probably be but this may be screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Mona Lisa one. Yeah, all of them
Okay.
are good in their own way of choosing colors and choosing what they express.
Okay, so you've mentioned about Mona Lisa. It is not related to a particular form of an art, but may I ask, do you know exactly what is Mona Lisa doing in a painting? Is she is smirking or she is smiling?
I think she's smiling more than she's smirking.
Mm-hmm. Because it's quite debatable when I was in college, it is our topic, and our side was more of okay, Mona Lisa is just is smirking. Okay, but it is not solved because it's quite long to debate with. Okay. Well, if Mona Lisa is the one that or a piece of art that you like, why don't we proceed now with number 10? I've asked you about this at the very early stage of our discussion, but I have to ask you it now because it is part of the selective question. Will you please read?
Do you think music is art? For me, I think yes, they are. They are definitely arts. Um, because art is something you use like your creativity to make. So yes, I think they are so.
Okay, of course. We also tackled it the last time that yes, music can be considered as an art. So, okay. One last question about an art. Okay, do you think that an art is diverse?
What is diverse?
Okay, diverse meaning to say it has different forms, it has different interests.
I think with different people, then yes, it may be.
Okay, yes, maybe, of course. But do you think that every country and every region has the same form of an art?
I don't think really so, because each country will have the accessibilities only in some kind of form. So some will have this kind of art is more popular than the others, but some will have this one is more popular.
Okay, so earlier I already told you that yes, art is quite diverse. That's why we cannot say that every country and region has the same art. Okay, so I think that would be the end of our discussion about an art, but we will still continue to study about another topic, which would be our last topic, of course, and it is quite connected with an art. Okay, this is my first question for you, Ken. How are you going to consider an art? Is it a part of our tradition or is it a part of our culture?
Maybe a cultural mark.
Okay, why do you think that art is under the word culture?
Because many kinds culture have their own kind of art.
Okay, because culture basically it has lots of forms under it and one of it is an art. Okay. So since
Oh,
I
also
already mhm. What is it?
you
Go
know
on.
that a lot of creators think that Lego could also be a kind of art.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
I
they could use Lego to create a lot of things.
okay because culture is quite culture and art is quite how to say that one. It's quite complicated at some point, but at the same time, it's fun to know. Okay, so I've asked you if an art is part of culture. So now I would like to ask what is a culture in your own words?
For me, um, it is kind of like something traditional that
Mm-hmm.
people in some way do.
Okay,
It may be from from very old. Um, for example, in Vietnam, there's a culture, um, um, celebrate Tet holiday.
Okay, very good. So do you think that a culture is
Tet is kind of like a New Year's spring.
okay, that is one good example, Ken. Very good. So, do you think that a culture is something that is passed on a generation to another generation?
Yes, yeah. It's maybe from a long time ago, maybe from your grandma or maybe even older.
Okay, so we can say now that culture is continuous. Culture or um the content of a culture is continuous and can be passed on. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is this particular culture of yours in your country, for example, which you think is practiced before and still practiced today?
Um, is that as I've said before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 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 let me
What
just
about
repeat.
your treatment to the?
That is that is a significant holiday in Vietnam culture. If I remember that season often lasts from the beginning of January to the end of February. Um, that holiday in Vietnam is usually in honor of departure of the previous year and the occasion to welcome the new year with many blessings.
Oh.
That holiday is one of the many occasions for families to reunite and catch up with each other. Different um, there are many things that cannot be missed in Vietnam Tết, like a branch of peach or a we call the blossom, or a kumquat tree.
Mm-hmm.
In Japan, is other feeling to the beauty. Um,
Okay.
that like people have plenty of traditional events. Young and old people can take part in those games such as tuck wars, rice cooking, watching land dance. A lot of people pay a visit to their relatives to wish a happy new year. Um, I think that if that holiday didn't exist, many family members would be drift apart um, due to the hustle of bustle life, especially for children. They look forward to that because um, they can receive lucky money from adults as a way
Mm-hmm.
to give them on New Year's. For adults, it's an occasion on which they're able to do the spring cleaning and make a lightest food to worship the ancestry. Whenever the holiday comes, the Vietnam always have a strong sense of belonging because it reminds us of how diverse a culture can be with different rituals and food. Therefore, that holiday will always be remembered. It
Oh,
cannot be forget.
okay. What an amazing idea about the culture of Vietnam, and I'm kind of amazed that your culture is quite rich, and and that you, the people of Vietnam, continue enriching that kind of culture that you have. Okay. So, correct me if I'm not mistaken, but you've mentioned a bit of a food. I don't know if I heard it right, but okay, can we
Um,
consider the traditional food and recipe as a part of a culture?
Yes, it can be. In Vietnam, one of the food that is very famous when it is that is probably bánh chưng and bánh tét.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some families will make it with together. Um, there's also some other malls like sugar candies, stuff like that, and spring. Oh, yes, maybe spring rolls too.
Okay. Did you know that we have, I think, the same spring rolls? I mean, your recipe is quite adapted here in the Philippines, and yeah, I think they're when it comes to the taste of it, it's quite similar. Okay. So it makes me hungry though. Okay, anyways, what about the traditional wedding occasion, the traditional way of respecting the adults, traditional way of cleaning the house, traditional practice inside your house? Is it still practiced nowadays?
Yeah, the still be.
Okay, good to know that it is still practiced. So, can you please cite an example of the practices that is practiced before and practiced today when it comes to um treating the elders? Is there any?
Um, have like some basics like we should be respectful um to them. We should not have like think them as have like talk to them as they are their friends. We shouldn't have like um we should not be angry with their limited knowledge. Um, as some
Mm-hmm. Okay, it is, of course, the thing that is always practiced is being respectful and like giving them way to, okay, be respected, of course. So, would you agree with the idea of elders has to be put inside an orphanage? I mean, I don't know that place, I forgot, but that place wherein they took care of the elders, and then they are the ones who are responsible for their living starting when they age 70 and up, and they will be away from their family. So would you agree with that, to be away from the elders?
no, I don't. I think that um we should be together with them. We should be close to them, and not making them far away from us. I think that we should always share things with them, and maybe making and maybe they shouldn't be at home, so we can know a lot better about them,
Mm.
and we should care about their health too. We should not just don't have any responsibilities for their life.
Okay, so I have to agree with you with that one, of course, that we should take care of the elders, especially our grandfathers and grandmothers who are like very close to us. Okay, it is our manner of respect and giving back to the kind deeds that they do for us. Okay, what about the traditional clothes of Vietnam, the traditional dress of a girl and a female? Is it still practiced in your country?
Because like they can wear what they can want today, but
Mm-hmm.
often when there's like a really big event, for example, state and mid autumn festivals, and maybe they will wear some traditional clothes.
Okay, so meaning to say, yes, it is still worn, but at the same time during special occasions, special festivities, which is okay. It is good. So may I know what do you call to those who are worn by female and male in your country? Because here in the Philippines we have barong and saya. So say, in your country, what do you call to the traditional dress?
We call them áo dài.
Okay, okay. That is
I
what I.
can send you maybe I
Mm-hmm.
can send you some pictures.
Okay, I would love to see that. And I will also send you one, which is a um traditional dress of the Philippines. Okay. So I think we can now proceed with the questions. We can now start with number one. Will you please read?
Yes, of course. Um, why is culture important? For me, without culture, then we may not have like something like today. Culture is, for me, is something to remember about the past. Um, in my country, there are a lot of cultures about the past, like event about a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And these events, then they make us remember um, who we are and why we are here. Is link us with the others too.
Okay. So if it is all about the influence and what just happened in the past, link and connect to today's situation. So do you think that culture is changed or culture is simply modified?
Um, with some countries and making it simpler and simpler. But for me, I don't really think they have to be like that.
Okay. So um uh, inclined with question number 1. Do you think that culture is the identity of the country?
I think yes, they are.
Okay, and why do you think that it is the identity of the country? May I know?
Um, because some culture may be from the past. Kind of like maybe when your country get free and not be kind of like controlled of because of the others anymore. Oh, and you should see some like the pictures of outside in Vietnam. I
Yeah,
think you
I've seen
saw.
it now. Yes. Okay, I think this is your mom wearing the traditional dress. Okay.
Yes, she is.
Okay, it's quite interesting though. Actually, I've seen it during the I like what the baby's wearing. Okay, so I've seen one during the United Nations ceremony in a particular school here in the Philippines, and probably what you have in your country is way better than those who are like made in here. Okay, so, if culture is the identity of the country, if you were to be asked, how to identify Vietnam in just one word regarding culture, use a term in a culture which.
Um, oh wait, just have like you freeze for seconds, so I
Okay, yes, yes.
cannot hear what you.
Okay, again, I will
It's
repeat
okay.
it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, in one word, how are you going to identify Vietnam, since culture is the identity of every region and country, in one word or in a sentence. If you will be asked, what is Vietnam? And then you're gonna connect it to culture. What would it be?
Um, maybe traditional events.
Okay.
Because a lot of traditional events in my countries are kind of like linked to the past. Like there's a lot of them. Maybe you should search on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I have to agree that mm-hmm, your sentence when being asked what Vietnam is for you is it is more of traditions, of course. It is because earlier, if I'm not mistaken, you've mentioned that you're like celebrating different I don't know if it is called holidays in order to honor Vietnam. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So, again, the importance again of culture, in connection with it, do you think that we can consider the religion or the country's religion important? when dealing with the
Um,
culture of a country?
I think they're also very important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also I've sent you like a picture of like
Okay,
the
let me see it.
food festival in Vietnam.
Oh, it is quite colorful and interesting. I love the lanterns. Mm-hmm. I'd love to try that one because some friends of mine would tell me you can make wish and put it on the lantern. So I don't know, but it is somewhat a part of the tradition that you will put a wish on the lantern before you set it free. Am I right?
Yes, I
Or you?
remember then. Yes, they are.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I would love
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Oh, what just happened with your camera?
Oh,
Okay,
I one.
okay, it's okay. Okay, I'd love to visit Vietnam since you've sent me those pictures, and I'd love to see those colorful things surrounding me. It makes me like, okay, this place is full of happiness, though. Okay, so again about the religions, yes, the Tet holidays. Okay, about the religion of a country, whether it is Catholic, Buddhist, anything, any religion. Do you think that one is quite important in a country to complete the culture that has to be passed on in every generation?
Um, Maybe they shouldn't be passed. Some may not have like want to, and I think that a lot of parents will want to pass this to their
Mm-hmm.
kids so that they will know more about their history.
Okay. It is the history which has to be passed on, not, of course, the religion, because some would like not want or want the religion. Okay. So may I know how important your religion is in today's um nowadays? How important is your religion?
Maybe very important, because we have like need it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In every country, of course, it is important. Okay. So, mhm. Aside from the traditions that you have in Vietnam, how are you going to define Vietnam aside from the traditions in order to be known in or known by the foreigners and other people?
Um, Maybe have like if we are only talking about like Vietnam only, then maybe
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of things that is kind of like really special in like Vietnam. Oh, also, do you know about the Perfume Paradise Festival?
Mm-hmm. Quite similar or quite okay, what is it all about?
Oh, kind of like in the chat box.
Okay, when it comes to
Um,
oh, okay. Oh,
this
this
is
one.
one really extremely important one. The most
Famous
famous
pilgrimage
um
site in the country that welcomes thousands of. Oh, oh, more of like visiting caves. Okay, that one is quite adventurous though. Okay, I thought when saying okay, it is the perfume festival, it is someone like this, a perfume. Okay, I was a
how are
mistake.
you?
Okay.
No, it's not kind of like that.
Okay, that is the first thing that comes first in my mind. But yeah, it's okay. Okay, I
Oh,
think.
I remember
Mhm.
there is one that is quite like famous in my country too.
Mhm.
Um, Kum King Temple Festival.
Oh, okay. King Temple Festival. Okay, I've seen it. By the way, Philippines and your country has the same what? The same hat that the particularly used during festival. Okay, I think the culture of your country and my country, of course, has things that are similar. Okay, one of the most eminent. Oh, national public holiday.
Um,
Okay, okay, nice information about
oh,
it. Hmm.
one of them have like something that is everyone should know is Vietnam Independence Day. This is when I remember then it is when we have like of independence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we also have we are also celebrating Independence Day, and it is like celebrated every June, month of June. Okay, it is like to formally test that okay, Philippines is free from colonization and of course dictatorial government. Okay. Well, I think we can now proceed with number two, and thank you so much for the informations that you were sending. Mm-hmm. Oh, this one.
Oh,
Okay, what about number two now? Will you please read while I'm reading also the information that you sent? Go.
it is important to know about other cultures. I think yes, it is, especially when you are like coming traveling to other countries too. If you some other cultures can other cultures is maybe interesting for you to understand about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you may well just try it out when you go and travel there. You may get like a really new point of view, maybe for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to total.
Um. Yeah, and a lot of have like it's also very good to know when you should go there because if you know when is the other cultures or event take place
Mm-hmm.
you're traveling when you're traveling you will have more of like something for you to remember more.
Okay, that is the reason why, okay, knowing the culture of the other places or other regions or countries is important. So, have you ever considered or have you ever met a foreigner or someone who's outside your country and then accidentally he or she didn't know any of your tradition and it is somewhat not good for a Vietnamese like you?
How did he not know about it? Or how do he or she not know about it but still come here?
It is
How?
because there are other foreigners who visited different countries, for example, Japan, and then they are more of practicing the bow in order to respect or even call for attention, I think. So there are some foreigners or other tourists who didn't know about it. And then they were like, okay, whenever the place said to be okay, a silent one, they would shout, they would yell, and it is somewhat disrespectful for other countries. Okay. So have you ever visited a place or other place in Vietnam?
Yes, I have. Um, in fact, I've gone a lot.
Okay. You visited a lot. And which one is your favorite country? And what particular tradition do you still remember about that place?
Oh, Chiang Mai,
Mm-hmm.
in
China?
Nepal.
Okay.
I said in Thailand, not
Oh.
Chinese.
Okay.
Thailand.
I'm like asking if you visited China. Okay. Okay. What part of Thailand culture do you like the most? But before that, can we transfer to the other room first?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.